Get strong. Get strong.
All right. Welcome to the sound of my fucking dog barking. So, just had a knock at the door. So apologies about that. So I was just trying to look just to see if we could get some music going and stream it legally. Rebels. Let me look. Okay. Let's try this. If it's terrible, I'm going to turn it. No, I hate that auto-tune shit. Let me try something. Oh no, auto-tune is just so terrible. I think we played this last time. No. Right, okay, so let's fucking have it. Right, so Dark Side here. We have Mohammed, hello bro. We've got Z, we've got CT and Crypto, we've got Bruno in the house, we've got the man like Patrick, we've got Alan, we've got Lifumator, we've got X1 Nata, we've got Frambot, Crypto Frambot. Respect. We've got David, the OG suicide compounder himself. We've got AJ, and we've got top designer Milky Way listening. So enjoy the wait. We're just waiting for Craig to get his business together, and then he's going to give us some more details about partnership. I'll just fill in for a little bit. So basically, what was announced was. Let me see if I can minimize this. There we go. Yeah. So what was announced was a partnership with Richie from Crypto Mischief, and I've only had the basic details, but partnership both with the cryptomischief.io, the site, and if you don't know, Crypto Mischief is, he's probably one of the most well-regarded, loved by all DeFi YouTube influencers. He only wants people to make it, and he's just got a great way about him, great way of presenting and stuff. Really cool. But what he's done is he's created a spreadsheet for tracking all his DGen plays, and he started to put it out there and sell it. I think it's really, I think it works out about $10 or $20. I'm not quite sure exactly how much it is. I think you buy it on ETH, which it might be on OpenSea. So I think that's on Polygon. I'm not sure. Anyway, so the partnership is with that. He's also got a miner. So he's got the Mischief airdrop miner, which is a miner. So it runs like a miner, but it's a miner with a difference, in the same way that Elka Fortune and Cake Fortune are running. So what that means is he's got mirror pools. So he's got pools where he will place the invested monies into an extra interest, so that it's going much more to be like a Ponzi free, as opposed to traditionally with miners, the first one in, they're the ones that are going to get recoup their ROI, and other people kind of like can get wrecked. So Richie's kind of working towards that. Just look at any of the. Just make sure there's no messages I'm not missing, because I'm talking bollocks. Yeah. Yeah, all good. Yeah. That's just Weibo just chiming in. Weibo's his right hand man. Yeah. So it's really good news. He's got a fantastic reputation. He's one of these guys that is never going to rug. He's out there. He's perfectly doxed. Super cool guy. Super cool guy. And our values are really aligned in that. We're just trying to see if DeFi can escape the Ponzi elements to it. And so it's a really good partnership. So Craig is going to give us more details. There was some other alpha that he might drop. I don't know whether he's had a chance to sort that out. He is super busy, and obviously he's still working. So he's kind of I don't know how he's doing it, to be honest with you. But yeah, he's doing his best. So let's have a look. If anyone's got any questions, I'll see if I can answer any questions now. But is Polygon the NFT? Yeah, I think the NFT is Polygon. Let me just check. Let me see if we can have a look here. So that would be.
Yeah, it's on Polygon. It's OpenSea, so it's the Polygon Ethereum.
Cool. Yeah. So.
But it's good if you are in Animal Farm to have the NFT and the Google Sheet that is done, the spreadsheet, because it automatically updates the Animal Farm for you.
Oh, does it? Well, that is really clever macro business.
The only thing you have to do manually is like the other ones, like Farmer Fortune and everything. You just basically input it yourself for what you're taking out each day and stuff.
Yeah, cool. Are you ready to rock and roll, or do you need a bit more time, Craig?
Give about 5 minutes. I'm just finishing compounds and stuff.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah. Right, so let me just check if anyone's got any questions, and then I might just play a little bit of music. No questions. Oh, by the way, if anyone does have a question, they can always step up to the mic and speak. That's all good. In the meantime, let's have some music. Yeah, it's really annoying. I think it's just I've only got a little pair of headphones. So when they're trying to like pick up any spoken words, and I'm just literally just playing off my phone. I'm not doing it in any kind of special way. I'm sort of like literally doing it caveman style. So yeah, sorry if the music isn't coming through nicely. I'm not sure if I played it. Well, let's try something.
One second. Kirby's just got his hand up. Let's have a listen to what Kirby's got to say.
Yeah.
Then I'll crack on with the AMA. Right, you're able to speak, Kirby?
Oh, I was just going to mention the music, that's all. But yeah, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon.
Morning, brother. How are you?
Pretty good. Just working over here. It's like 1 a.m. and I got to do
Oh my God.
Pretty soon I'm in Thailand, so hope everyone's doing well.
Wait a second. Did you just say I'm going to go and do a border run?
Yeah, I have to renew my visa, so.
Oh, okay, right, gotcha.
Until 5 a.m. every day, so I'm in Thailand right now. But
wow.
Yeah, that's life.
How often do you have to do that?
Hopefully just one more time because I'm planning to move to Costa Rica soon.
Oh, sick, amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully everything works out.
How's the crypto laws in Costa Rica?
They're thinking about removing taxation on BTC.
Damn.
Other than that, they have pretty green energy there. My wife is pregnant now, so we want to have the baby there. So trying to get out of Thailand for that.
So you could do with a bit of extra, a little bit of extra input, money-wise.
Yeah, and I get permanent residency there, so it works out.
Oh, that's amazing, dude. I hope all that works out for you, bro. So when are you looking to get to Costa Rica?
Hopefully by January. She's 14 weeks now, so trying to fly.
Oh my God.
6 months.
Good times, man.
Good times, man.
Well, you got a real journey ahead of you, bro. It's a good one, though. It's the best thing you can do. Best thing you can do with your life. 100%.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So let's see. Play some mixes. Music.
All right, I'm ready. Just people don't like your cheesy music. So.
I know. Well, do you know what? Like, if anyone wants to come up with, any kind of recommendations, any playlists, they can stream it. We're okay with that, Yeah, I just like type party mix into Apple Music.
Oh
That's what it came up with.
Bloody hell. So yeah, Bruno, I just want to answer you back on that. Everything is risky in life, and a lot of people took a risk within fortune hunters, and look where they are today. So sometimes you have to step out of the kitchen to get to where you want to be. Life makes its own choices, and you seem to follow them choices, and the end goal is always the same goal to go to. So, right, which brings us on to the partnership. So people are wondering why we've gone with Richie for the partnership. So Richie is a YouTuber just like myself and built the platform because of the rugs that are going on in life. He agrees. We both have the same goals. We both have the same visions. So what bigger picture would it be to bring two ecosystems into one ecosystem and building it 10 times bigger than what it already is? Bringing in Richie has the influence on Twitter. He has the influence on YouTube. He has the influence within Telegram. He's a very good friend of mine, and the messages I was getting from him, we've what was happening to myself with Thomas G. I think if it wasn't for Richie, I probably would still be not doing any videos. Because Richie was one of the first ones to actually give me a bit of advice, and I took that advice and I took it on board. And literally, you only have to literally search for Thomas G now, and the only place you'll find him is on Twitter, which I didn't even know he was still on Twitter, but I have found out that he's still on Twitter, but there's no more YouTube, no nothing. He's literally gone off the face of the earth apart from within Twitter. So Richie, I do owe quite a lot to, but that's not the reason we went for partnership. The partnership is, the simple fact is, he has the same visions. He's doing the same thing. His NFT is to help build people so they have a track record, so they can keep up to date with when they compound, when they withdraw, how much they've ROI'd, instead of going through your wallet. Because if you're joining 10 or 12 different platforms, you don't know what you've invested in. You don't know which one you've ROI'd in, which one you haven't ROI'd in, unless you've got the crypto cult bot like we've got. And then you can just literally put your address in and it'll tell you if you've ROI'd. Now, to have that sheet on record so you can basically update it daily, so you know exactly how much you've ROI'd. I know it's a little bit simpler on the Farmer Fortune because it does state how much you've withdrawn, how much you've invested, what your initial investment was. But other platforms don't have that. So if you're joining like Tomb or Life or anything like that, they're already on there. The Pancake Swap, it updates the daily percentage within Pancake Swap. So you just have to literally how many compounds you've done of cake and everything else. Bearing in mind, I haven't actually downloaded the version 2 yet. I'm still on the version 1. So I have got to download the version 2, which will help me with Animal Farm because I am in it. I was basically locked in it from when they froze. But with what Animal Farm is going to be bringing out, I think the dogs may pump, which I'm hoping so, because I'm still locked in there for another 50 days before I get to the tax that doesn't actually make you cry when you claim them. But yeah, the partnership is a massive partnership. We have a big, massive vision. I've been talking literally till about 3 o'clock this morning via voice chat. And I don't normally stop up that late because I have work. As everyone knows, I was up at like 6 a.m. for work. So I had like 3 hours kip. But I went through everything, what we've done, what we're going to be doing, the future. And he has agreed the same as what Nelson has agreed at this precise time. We feel it may be the wrong time to actually start building a tomb fork, because until we've implemented different techniques to stop the whales will always win within a tomb fork. And at some point, your reserves will run out. So we want to build something that's going to make DeFi better, bigger, wants to make Binance not only just look at us for Farmer Fortune, but look at us because we've built 2 ecosystems, possibly 3 or 4 ecosystems. This is not the end. I am talking to 2 other ecosystems at the moment. Building 4 ecosystems into one, which will allow a Google DApp where you can have every single platform on that Google DApp. So you just have different pages where you click on, you can go to the Farmer Fortune, you can go to Mischief Man, you can go into Cake of Fortune, Elk of Fortune, the other ecosystem platforms as well as implementing your MetaMask wallet. We was thinking of going for a decentralized wallet, but there is risks, and I don't want to make them risks for everyone. As we know, mobile phones aren't the most safest place to have anything regarding crypto on, unless you are using a burner phone where you just have crypto on there. That is it. You don't use Telegram on it. You don't use this on it. You don't have Google on it. You don't even have an email address on it. It's just basically for MetaMask and your Google and your crypto. That is the only way it's going to be safe, because anything regarding Wi-Fi or anything like that, anyone can hack into your phone. And that's why I don't use Wi-Fi outside the house. So yeah, the ecosystem is going to be like, literally, you think of every single Toon Fork together. This is TVL wise, and every single one of DeFi ecosystems before projects, what their TVL was getting to. And I don't know, Grizzly Finance, theirs is at 38 million. Just imagine that in what we're about to build. I can't give any more info on what we're about to build. And that's why we're building a few ecosystems into one build, because what we're going to do will blow everyone's mind. In the meantime, we are still going ahead with the NFTs. Now, these NFTs will be the governance of the whole ecosystem. It will give you votes on what we're to bring out next. We are not just going to go down one route. We are still going to do different things. The reason everyone was asking and said, can we do a BUSD miner? And I was saying no, is because I've been talking to Richie for quite some time. And it's been on the cards for quite some time. We've just kept it quiet from everyone because I don't like to give everyone false hopes. So that's why I would never go and be on basically would be in competition with Richie, and I would not do that. We're going to build it so that we can help each other and keep each other above peg, which we already are. People are worried about the MAM reducing. It's a miner. Cake of Fortune literally went down to 1,000 cake. Once it gets to a certain level, the only thing people can do is compound to build that percentage back up. But it will need fresh deposits to build that your percentage back up. It's not compounds that work. Compounds help you get more miners. It's actually a fresh deposit that builds your percentage up. And I showed this on a video. And it wasn't until somebody mentioned to me last night that they've basically just been compounding every day. And I says, well, have you not seen my video? And they're like, well, what video? And I says, a way to beat miners. I goes, but it also helps the miner as well, as long as it's a miner that has an outside revenue. So you see the bot, which works for Cake. The Cake's the best one because it has a minimum of 180 elk to actually get in there in first place. So people have to build that amount of elk up if they're not actually getting that much. Cake of Fortune doesn't have a minimum. So you could deposit 0.01 cake if you wanted to, and it would go into your miners. Wouldn't advise that much because it's costing more in gas. And I have seen some doing that. Please just, if you're withdrawing and that's what you're getting out, then please just hold it back a couple of days. There is no limit. That where it says your cart will be full, it's just a UI. I could actually remove it. Actually, I may just remove it so it doesn't actually state that. It'll build up and build up and build up to as much as you want. But remember, until you actually withdraw from the miner, you may have decreasements if the balance does decrease. Now, to make you beat a miner, and there is a video on my YouTube, you just have to go and search through the videos. It'll say how to beat a miner, secrets revealed. And it's how I've beat every single miner I've got into and ROI'd as fast as possible. And that is to withdraw and then redeposit. Yeah, if they've got high dev fees, you're actually helping the dev more than anything, but you're actually increasing your miners 10 times faster than just compounding. Compounding helps a miner, but it also increases inflation. When you withdraw and redeposit, you're actually keeping a stable inflation, because when you withdraw, the inflation basically increases. As you put a new deposit in, you're decreasing that inflation because it's a new deposit. So the contract's seeing a new deposit, so it reduces that inflation, what's just happened before because you've withdrawn. The miners will not show you that you're getting less. No UI will show you that you're getting less cake or anything. The outside revenue where we earn with the cake is how we have earned so fast getting the interest to over 1 BNB each week into the contract, is because when people are withdrawing, there's 5% goes into the pool. When people are depositing, there's 5% going into the syrup pool. And that happens every single time. But you're also increasing your miners by doing that. But on other devs where there's no outside income, the only thing you are going to be out doing is helping the dev. So I wouldn't advise it every single time. I would be increasing the inflation as much as possible just in case there's a whale in the miner, because while you are increasing that inflation, they get less, remember that. So when they start withdrawing all the time, and then at some point they've got to compound because they won't earn nothing else. And at that point, you start withdrawing and then redepositing, which then builds you more miners than what they've ever got. And that's the way how to beat a miner. And I did, like the video shows, I showed how much extra miners you get. And that was at the beginning of the Cake of Fortune. And now you're getting millions of miners for 50 cake. So you will get like thousands more per cake if you're withdrawn and redeposited. And that is how you beat miners. It is the one way to, one, it can get you more ROI. People say, well, what, isn't that unhealthy for the miner because you're removing as much out of it? No, because there's an outside revenue coming back into the miner. So that outside revenue is always pumping everything back up. Now, if I wanted to and I needed to, say if that bot the other day that was doing like 38 cake every single time, and it was on a loop system. Once we checked, it's not done any damage whatsoever. If I found there was any damage, I'd compound into the contract, which is what the cake's built up, because as everyone knows, I made the first deposit. Everything's just sat there. So I could compound, which would increase the inflation, which would mean that bot would get reduced in daily income, which means whichever he's got a referral to would also get reduced income. So, like I say, there's always things I'm always a step in front of. And we have thought about these. We've had them all tested and we've done them all testing. We're still going through testing on different things that can possibly be done within Cake of Fortune. Because, as you know, I've got the build and I have a test net on the back end still. So we still use the test net and still practice everything and do everything right. So that is how you can help. So, and that would be the exact same thing for the man miner. So you may see a balance reducing, but if you haven't noticed, that's because there is no compound feature where you have to compound one day and withdraw the next. Yeah, so the man miner is the exact same thing. To help build the pools within the man miner is withdraw, redeposit. You're building your percentage up each and every single day back to 3%, because if you check through the cult bot, you're probably only getting about 0.9% at the moment. So when you make that fresh deposit, you're building that percentage back up. It doesn't automatically increase you back to 3% because it goes from your whole amount deposited over the whole time and the duration of the time. So it'll take a few days to build back up like 0.5%. And then a couple of days later, you'll start seeing it work up even faster and even faster and even faster. In the meantime, you're helping yourselves because it's gaining more money into the syrup pools, which then generates even more income going back into Cake of Fortune, Elk of Fortune, Man Miner. Zambacashflow is doing his own syrup pools with the USDT. And that's what does it. That's what helps everything in life. And that's why we said we removed the compound feature within Farmer Fortune, because it is more unhealthy, not only for the platform, but also for investors, especially smaller investors, because they're not compounding as much. So their daily ROI isn't increasing as much as somebody that's put in 50 BNB, 70 BNB. Whereas if they've got a redeposit, they're giving us that 50%, which is then generating an income back end. So the more income we've got back end wise earns more interest each and every single day. Compound interest builds up 10 times faster than what it would do if we had the compound button included into the farm. So we do have a plan in place of what's to come very shortly. The full tokenomics of the token will be totally different to what I mentioned in the last AMA. We are going to be doing a lot of things differently, which will benefit every single investor, and not only benefit them to hold a token, it will benefit them for years to come. So the longer you hold it, it's going to benefit you. And we'll explain why. I just need a team call to go through everything, because I've only discussed it with 2 members at the moment, and I need to discuss it with the whole team. That whole team will now include Richie, so I need to tell Richie everything and explain everything to Richie, because like we said, it's a full-on partnership, which means he's built into our ecosystem, we built into his ecosystem. We will both be promoting each other's constantly, and that's why the only ad we've got at the moment is the MAM miner. And like we said, if you are in BUSD machine, please start taking profits, start selling your tokens daily. Every single admin in the DeFi ecosystem has told you this, and it is important that you do listen to it. Please do not hold on to them, because like they say, there is a whale and he's waiting for a certain price, which he has already jotted down. He's probably a mathematician that knows. At that one point, he can take like 60% of the contract if he sold at a certain price. So by keeping that token price down by selling daily, you're actually helping yourself, because you can still earn a passive income. I am going to be talking to George to try and help with is on the cake, you mean, David, or on the man miner? Because they are not native tokens, you do cake. Normally, right, outside of Fortune Hunters, when you approve, if you press the edit, you can approve like 1,000 cake if you wanted to, or 1,000 BUSD. Please do only do this to somebody who you have been in a platform for a very, very long time. You know the dev's basically doxed. Although doxed doesn't mean anything. A couple of projects have rugged in the last month that the devs have been doxed. But I wouldn't be advising it to any other platform where you can approve as many cake as you want. That way you're not paying that 7 cents in gas when you approve. I normally approve 50 at a time. Yeah, you can basically just deposit whenever you want then. And then eventually the contract will then tell you, wait a minute, you need to approve again. I'm just stating 1,000 cake. I do 50 cake. And that's on my main wallet, which is my normal YouTube wallet, which I still haven't even withdrawn off of it. I deposited as a normal investor. I think I put 10 cake in and I took literally nothing out of it. So it wasn't a major amount that I put in, but I'm not doing it for getting anything out. And literally everyone in the team has invested in Cake of Fortune as well, and not one has took any ROI. I wouldn't be approving 10 cake. Yeah, that's about right. That psycho comp. Yeah. Yep, you can keep it building for a week if you want, but please remember, if the contract balance drops, so does that reward that you've already accumulated. Until you actually withdraw, it is basically what the contract gives you. So you'll be earning so-and-so percentage on so-and-so cake that you've invested. But if the contract gets some withdrawals and nothing goes back into the contract, then that balance will reduce what you have saved up already. Not a massive amount, but it does reduce. Because it's a variable. Remember that. All miners are variable. The website will be launched once we have people in the group checking it over, we want the group members to check it over to make sure that it looks good and everything, because it's not just about the team members, it's about the community, because you're the ones that have built Fortune Hunters to where it is now. So it shouldn't be about the team, it should be more about the community and benefiting the community more than anything else. The roadmap, because nothing is fully set in stone, I need a team phone call. So I'm probably thinking about Sunday afternoon to have a team chat. I need to see if all the team's available then, to go over everything what I've done. I also need to at some point catch up with George, but he's super busy. He's on a bike ride at the moment, which he does every now and again for charity. So I do need to catch up with George to let him know everything what's going off at the moment, because that's the only one really that's not in loop at this precise time of everything what's going off within Fortune Hunters. So yeah, we have this partnership, possibly another 2 more. Then I am going to go back to Pancake Swap and give them all the facts and figures. I want to go for Pancake Swap partnership as well. And then we just need to wait for the 200 days on the Farmer Fortune. And then I will be going back to Binance and see where that is going to be going as well. Yeah. What's 25%?
25% away on the 100 days.
Oh, right, yeah.
Dark side is counting it.
Yeah.
That's what the 25% means.
Yeah. We're quarter way there. We're doing really well, like I say, and we've only had to inject twice. 3 times. The first one was just basically to show you that we are going to be injecting, keep everyone calm. The other 2 is just basically just because it went below 200, and then because we invested so high, people started withdrawing a lot more. So we let it go down to 100 BNB, and then we did the injection of 87. We are under the average today at the moment for withdrawals, because like we said, we do have a sheet that tells us an estimate of how much is getting withdrawn each and every day. So we're doing really well. We have had roughly about 10 new people join Farmer Fortune today, which is even more bullish because that's giving us an extra 200 days to accumulate more funds through the compound in the pools. The pools is doing really well. I've literally just withdrew from Pancake Swap the cake and deposited into the Grizzly Finance because, like I say, it's an extra 50% at the moment on the Grizzly Finance. So while it's still a little bit high, they said they were going to have it less than half, but it's not. It's still 72%, so it's still quite good. So we've gone back into Grizzly Finance, and also.
Can I just say something, Craig?
Yeah, go ahead, Nelson.
I don't think people heard you when you say that. Sorry, guys. If we can get the farm to 200 days, we have a chance of a partnership of sorts with Binance. And I don't think people really understand what that means and how dedicated and focused we are to getting those 200 days, because what it will mean for the Fortune Hunters ecosystem to even get a foot in the door into a partnership of any sort with Binance, and what it will mean for everyone as there are in the Fortune Hunters ecosystem to get that chance of a partnership with a monster that is Binance. So yeah, 200 days is completely focused. Fortune Hunters team are focused on getting those 200 days because that will mean massive news for Fortune Hunters ecosystem to even get a chance to get a partnership, even if it's a small partnership with the monster that is Binance. You guys need to think what that means and why we so dedicated in getting those 200 days in the farm of fortune for all of us. Yeah, and we need to keep saying that because I don't think people hear enough why we're so excited and at what we are building, at what we are bringing in over the next year for the Fortune Hunters ecosystem.
Yeah, so what the partnership means is like when you go to PancakeSwap and Binance for partnership, it's different to what we count as partnerships. Partnerships for us is like with Crypto Mischief bringing in his ecosystem to join forces with ours to build one hell of a massive DeFi ecosystem within the whole DeFi space, making it a much safer, reliable place to be. Everyone's going to be ROIing. Everyone's going to earn a massive passive income. The partnership with like Binance and PancakeSwap is more what we would call as a sponsorship. So they would do interviews with us. They would basically promote us on their sites and everything else. So that's more of what we call as a partnership, what they would call as a partnership. A full partnership to them is like a multi-billion-pound company, and we just haven't got that. We're not saying we couldn't be that eventually. But at this time, like I say, if we can prove we can build something from scratch and make it to 0% after 200 days with BNB left in the pools ready for the next investors to join in, that's what would make Binance turn heads. But at the moment, it's just all talk. We have the figures, but until we get 200 days, we can't give the full figures there and then. So that is a part where the team and the community can come together. And that's where we need to be shilling out and telling everyone about Fortune Hunters, the ecosystem, the partnership with Richie. Video's gone out today. Richie is going to be doing a Twitter post later on. I'm going to be doing a Twitter post as well. I will get in touch with George. I've just posted it in George Stamp, but we did have the wrong link to start off with, so that didn't really help because that was my fault. Because I said Mischief.io and I forgot to tell Darkside it was Crypto Mischief.io. So yeah, so it is different, the NFTs, to what we're bringing out. Our NFTs, well, the NFTs basically is going to be saying the same as what we said in the last AMA, whereas 50% will go into a treasury fund. What myself and Nelson has come up with is the team, rather than taking a payment from the NFTs, we have ours as a what do you call it, Nelson? As a locked feature. So we would lock our funds into syrup pools. So we wouldn't take any payment. And then syrup pools would earn interest for use as investors. So our payment is basically earning for yourselves. And then we'll go over the full tokenomics once I've gone through the full team with the tokenomics first. So I don't want to be giving false hopes, false information. That will be coming in the next week or so. So we'll have a full update with that. I'm going to try and do an AMA a little bit earlier at some point so that Richie can get in one of AMAs with us, because at the moment Richie is asleep because he's in China. So it's like his sleep time and he don't really wake up for another 3 hours and then he starts work. So it's better to get him before he goes to bed. So we're going to try and get an AMA beforehand and get that all sorted. Now, what we class as a payment to us is the way yous all are. We couldn't ask for a better community. There is no community I've seen in the whole DeFi space that is as good as what we've got. Whenever there's FUD, everyone just jumps in straight away. And, well, not FUD, what should I say, is whenever there's false information being spread, everyone jumps in straight away and says, look, no, you need to research, you need to get to this, you need to listen to that, you need to listen to the AMA here, you need to watch this video, you need to look at this white paper, even though it's the old white paper, we need to go through all that. The whole community pulls together. Now, I've not seen a community do that. Community is everything. That is our payment. to have a community like this. We do not need money from yourselves. We do not need a donation. You've all said it before. You'll pay me for what I've put in my personal wallet, out of my personal savings to put into Fortune Hunters. Now, for what we're about to become, that payment means nothing what I've put out my savings because of how big this is about to become. Fortune Hunters, Mischief Miner, MAM Machine, that is going to be the word all over Twitter, Google. You search it on Google, it's going to come up. We're going to be everywhere. We are going to be absolutely through the roof. And that's why we said when we do bring out the token, we will be benefiting every single YouTuber with a small amount of tokens just to say thank you. You will all know exactly how many tokens each YouTuber has got and the massive shillers. We've seen the massive shillers. We've got the names of them massive shillers, and they will be benefited as well. Like we said, not a massive amount. It'll be literally probably about $50, which is nothing. But that's our payment to say thank you for everything they've done. Because you think some of these YouTubers cost like $5,000 for one video. And they've done, 10, 12 videos for us. And continuously keep doing videos. And that's why I've always said when someone comes in chat and says, oh, do I come to a proposal? Do your research, promote the project. You'll earn your 2% a day by shilling it out, getting your referrals. But you will not get a payment. We will not pay you for videos when every single YouTuber that has done us a video has not received a single penny. And they're the ones that have brought people into the group. So it would be beneficial for them to actually get a payment wise. And that's our way of saying thank you.
Yeah, just to add that both the token and the NFT, the team won't have any tokens or any NFTs. If we want them, we need to buy them from the market just as everyone else. The only people on the team that will get also some tokens as a reward are the moderators in the chat, because they've been doing a massive work and we need to be appreciative to them. Like Craig said, we're going to give some tokens to influencers, to some community members that have been very active in the chat and have helped spread the word about the Fortune Hunters ecosystem, and to the moderators and the admins in the chat will also receive tokens. Those are the only three groups that will receive tokens. Every member of the team, if they want tokens, they need to buy them from the market, and the NFTs, it's all the same. We need to buy them, and the tokens that we are going to give away will be a way of us to say thank you for all that those people have been doing for the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, so like I say, the team can get involved, but they do have to buy the NFT. They have to buy the token themselves. They will not be receiving anything. What's going to be the utility of the... 1 minute, let me just mark as already, because what would the utility of the NFT? The NFT is going to be the governance. It's going to be the voting. It's going to be the whitelist for any pre-sales we have. So there's going to be plenty of NFTs. There's going to be 1,000 NFTs minted. And you can have as many tokens as you want, but it is one NFT per wallet. If you want to get 4 wallets with 4 token NFTs in, that's exactly up to you. But it is 1 per wallet. So you'll only get whitelisted once per wallet. But like I say, this ecosystem isn't stopping anytime soon. This is going to be going on for years to come. So the NFT is going to benefit for years to come. It's always going to have a use case. Now, if you decide that you're bored of Fortune Hunters, you can then sell your NFT on OpenSea to somebody else that might want to take part, because we're seeing with the price of what the NFTs will be, we haven't fixed yet. it's going to be cheap enough, but there'll be a new floor price every time that full 1,000 is sold, because somebody else is going to want to get in when it's so bullish that we've got 4 different ecosystems into one ecosystem. So that NFT might work for something Richie brings out, or this other partnership brings out, or this other partnership brings out. It will benefit every single platform. And like I say, they will have a use case for the treasury wallet. We don't want to give too much away at this precise time, because like I say, there's only myself and Nelson knows about the NFT utility, and I've got to go through it with the rest of the team before I tell everyone else, because it's not nice that you all hear from everything about it through an AMA, and so does the team. It'd be better for all the team to know first off. So that's why we have to be careful what we're saying at this precise time, but it will benefit, and not just for the NFT, for the token as well, because we are going to have a use case for the token on top of that. So it's going to be like your NFT is going to be your voting rights within the ecosystem. You're going to have that. You're going to be able to have a say. You're going to be able to. I can't say, but yeah, it's going to be well worth it. And when you're here, when we do the full announcement, and it will be updated on the website with the roadmap. That's why the roadmap hasn't been completed on the website, because, like we say, there's only myself and Nelson that has been talking through it at the moment, and we haven't fully gone through everything, just little bits and parts. But what we have gone through is it gets me tingling with how bullish it is. And I thought Farmer Fortune was big, but this will be 10 times bigger. And now that there's a partnership, and possibly 2 more partnerships, bringing everything into one place. So what the partnership's also doing is opening up people to see what the potential of the other partnerships project does, as well as the other projects ecosystems projects does, and everything else. So you're going to have a continuous circle. So all these new devs that think they're going to rug everything and bring out a new platform that's 20%, they're going to say, well, wait a minute, I want to be in this ecosystem because it benefits with this ecosystem and that ecosystem and that ecosystem, and it's all just one big family. Why would we need to go to you? We don't know who's Tom, Dick or Harry with your name. That's just a picture of your project that you've just brought out. We don't know who you are. Your wallet is being deposited with a Binance hot wallet, so we don't know where it's come from. We can't track anything because it's just stuck there. That is it. It's a red flag straight away. Whereas you can come into a full ecosystem that's got 4 ecosystems built into one, which may not stop there. Depending on how big we go, we could have one ecosystem that built probably 10 ecosystems into it. That's what I mean. It's not going to stop. It's going to be the most biggest ecosystem in the whole DeFi space. And I'm not just saying that because, like I say, I wanted to build a reduced Ponzinamics. And I said from the start, it was a test. I want to do it. And I did it. The team did it, should I say. We built the most bullish platforms that are still getting new investors now. People realizing no matter how late you are, it's never late. You can invest now and still ROI. We've got the Farmer Fortune. If you ROI now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're still getting 104% from now before you've even invested from now. And there's not anything that you've built into that can do that ever. There's over 1,000 BNB been paid out. I'm not 100% sure it's over 1,000. I think it's just about 1,000. Nelson, you might know more, or Z. But that's been paid out. What's not been in the contract, you've seen a balance of 200 BNB. Or, well, between 200 and 300 BNB. This is the lowest it's been.
300 BNB was the max that was ever in the TVL of the farm. And yeah, more than 1,100 BNB has already been claimed. And when the farm launched, I remember people asking, some people more scared in the chat was asking, how will the farm last more than 25 days? Because at the end of 25 days, we would need to make injections. And we only made injections at near day 50. That's twice. And if everyone in the farm would just claim from day one to the end, uh, how would the farm live over 50 days? And we are over 50 days and we are healthy as hell with over 1,100 BNB already claimed. And we have way more than 1,000 BNB in the pools. And every day, one step at a time, one day each time, we will get to the point where we can say we finally have a 0% Ponzi. I believe in that, and we are working as hell as we can to make it there. And we need our community behind us, because without you, we wouldn't have reached this far, and we wouldn't be able to get the 200 days that we need. But we will get there. And it will be massive what's coming. I'm really excited about what's coming, and you guys gonna love it. You're gonna blow your minds. Like Craig says, we have something very huge to come over the next year. It won't come before the farm is 200 days old. That much is assured, but we have so many great things coming. You guys gonna get mind blown.
Yeah, so I'm going to open up for questions now. If anyone's got any questions, please feel free. It could be 2,000 days, could be nothing for Farmer Fortune, because we can't end Farmer Fortune. We would still have to do 2% a day. So it's just a matter of we need to get a few more new investors so that people can claim. People do want to ROI, we understand that. So we are going to be doing some more marketing now for Farmer Fortune, get some more new investors. That gives us an extra 200 days from now for the new investors, which are already getting, before they've even invested, 104%, which is still over ROI by investing today or tomorrow or the next day or even in 3 weeks' time. That's not including what everyone's already ROI'd previously. So you see where we're saying there is no reason to panic when everyone starts saying, wait a minute, the balance has gone below 100 BNB. I was at work, Nelson told me there is about 8 BNB to be withdrawn today. And there was 8 BNB withdrawn today. 4 BNB was redeposited back in. We made the 87 BNB injection just to keep it above the 100 BNB. That should keep us going until roughly about Sunday, where we possibly may need a new injection, possibly not, because we could be getting more new investors coming into Farmer Fortune, which would mean we get extra days compounding, which means we don't need to inject. We can build more than what the injections coming in each and every single week, which we'd class as a miner as a 0%, but now we can't because we have to go 200 days with it being a farm. Yeah, we did have one that was causing panic in the chat, well, 2 people, and we noticed after them speaking and saying what they said, and then had the nerve to call the members bullies. We noticed a big difference. People were withdrawing and not redepositing. So I'm not one for removing people out of group. I understand people have questions, they have fear. But when they cause a full community to start to panic, then that's where the issue becomes an issue. And especially when they're admitting they'd only deposited 0.1 BNB, well, there's nothing to be panicking about. If you've only deposited 0.1 BNB, I'll give you the 0.1 BNB back. So that's not a problem. If you're that scared, I will give you the 0.1 BNB now. and there you go. It's done, dusted. You don't want to claim, you don't want to claim. If you want to claim, claim, but please don't cause panic within the group. But that's the way we are. We like to be different within a community. We like these questions. We like these bits of undoubts, so that when you're asking a question, I've had AMAs come up to me and say, "What questions do you want us to ask you?" And I'm like, "Well, why are you asking me that? You're wanting an AMA with me. You make up the questions, because then if I'm answering, I've not researched it and thought, this is going to get 100 investors by me saying this, and it might not be true. Whereas if you put me on the spot, or any of the team members on the spot there and then, and we answer, it's the only answer we can come up with at that time. So it's got to be true. And that's why we like transparency. We like everyone to know exactly what's going off. So is there any other questions? I'm going to end the AMA if not, and get cracking, because I'm going to move some funds over from PancakeSwap to Grizzly while it's still at 72%, so we may as well earn a bit extra percentage.
Craig, did you say 1,000 or 4,000 NFT?
1,000 NFTs.
Holy shit, we've got 900 members already. Just saying.
We can. I'll talk to the team about it, see if we need to build any more than that. It depends how big we get. The date will be set once I've had a telephone chat with the whole team. We will set a date. Plus, we have Nelson doing the images. So it's you have to basically kick, not Nelson, Darkside. You've got to kick Darkside up the arse to get these out.
You changed the rules there a bit.
Yeah.
The pictures and I did the numbers.
Yeah. No, I like what you said earlier. Kick him up the arse, not me.
I punch in the numbers. You get the drawings done.
Yeah. It'd be pictures of ones and twos.
Exactly. Yeah. In weathers, because I like weathers too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, we don't have 900 wallets in Farm of Fortune yet, but we could have very soon. Also, like I said, you can have as many of the NFTs as you want in different wallets. So if you're wanting to buy the token off of 5 wallets, then you have to get 5 NFTs on 5 different wallets. And that's the way it's got to be. So there is a chance that the whole 1,000 NFTs could go within seconds with what we've got planned. But once we announce everything what's going to come, you'll understand why we've said having an NFT will be beneficial for every single member to have. And that's why we want to build enough so everyone that's in Fortune Hunters has that chance to get an NFT now. So is there any other... right. Paul, I'll unmute you. You're free to speak, mate.
How do we qualify for the NFT whitelist again?
The NFT, it's not a whitelist. Basically, we'll announce with the link in chat with a date that it's going to be released. And you just go over to OpenSea and purchase the NFT whenever you need to.
All right, thank you.
It's only the token that will be whitelisted, which will be your purchase of the NFT.
Oh, all right.
I thought you might say that, Mohammed. OpenSea, it's a Polygon, so it's still cheap fees to buy, but it will be with Ethereum, yeah, for a set price. So with Ethereum going up and down, one day you might pay a certain price, then the next day it might be a little bit cheaper. But yeah, it will be the Polygon Ethereum, not actually Ethereum, because the fees are still quite high on Ethereum.
Right, just quickly, I've got 30 elk that I want you to give away to a random person. 30 elk. That's nearly $5, man. So whoever you want to pick, just pick away.
All right, 1 second then. The reason I do it with OpenSea is the simple fact is that you can make a new floor with the price, whereas on Binance you can sell them, you can buy them, but to sell them again, you basically got to go through a big massive rigmarole of selling. And to do it actually on the Binance app, you have to basically show that you're a graphics designer and you do all this. I've tried it before when I was designing some NFTs myself, and it's a hell of a way to try and sell an NFT. You basically have to be registered as an NFT seller. So that's why we're still going to do it with the OpenSea. Right, so let's have a look. Milky Way, if you just type update in chat, it will give you the Google Sheets, which I've got to update and got to finish because there's a few more pools that need to be updated into it. But if you just type update, it brings up the whole what we're invested in, how much it's worth, and how much the bots from the marketing funds are earning, etc. So let me have a look. Who is right? Right, 1 second. I'm just trying to figure out who's asked the most questions for the 30 elk giveaway, which I'm going to double to make 60 elk. I'm going to choose Milky Way. You've asked the most questions, and not just regarding one project. You've gone on about all 3 projects, including the MAM as well. So Milky Way, if you will DM Darkside with your wallet, and he will send you the elk from him. And if you DM me with your wallet, I will send you the 30 elk from myself as well. So you've got 60 elk in total. It's not a massive amount of funds, but it's something. So is there any other questions? Yeah, I've forgotten to record it like an idiot. And Darkside set it up and I was late. So blame Darkside. When anything goes wrong, it's always Darkside's fault. But yeah, it's just basically an announcement of the partnership. But like I say, we do want to get a little bit earlier so we can have. So Zamba's recording it, so that's a good thing. So we've got it recorded, and it's live on YouTube. I don't know. I'll have to have a look on that. I'll have a look as soon as we've finished and have a check. Because if so, we'll just keep everything on Binance. As you know, I like to keep everything on one chain. But yeah. B&B to the moon. Yeah, I do agree because there's many things coming up within Binance. They're not letting on a lot of stuff. It's just they just keep saying Binance is the place to be. We know there's over 3/4 of people's money now in Binance over every other CEX. So they've got 3/4 of the funds throughout the whole, every single person that has got a crypto. So Binance is going to be going somewhere, and on their next burn, I can see a real big pump with BNB.
Yeah, Binance is a monster. Even the launch that they did today, this first second they launched it, it was 20x from the pre-sale price on the project that they launched today. It was one of the most sought out pre-sales on Binance. There was like over 100,000 people in that launch. It was amazing to see, and the token price did like 20x, 22, if not mistaken, over the pre-sale price. It was just insane. And Binance is just a monster, and BNB will be king. I'm saving all my BNB because I'm with Richie. I also believe BNB will go way over $1,000 in the future. So yeah, every time I can, I'm saving a bit BNB for the future, not selling all out.
Yeah, and Cake, yeah, because Cake follows BNB. When BNB pump, so does Cake. When BNB drops, so does Cake. It's literally like a peg, but not so much a peg, because obviously Cake's not like $290. Unfortunately, because I've got quite a big bag of Cake. But yeah. And Trust Wallet is bringing out their own decks as well. If you haven't heard already in the news, not Trust Wallet, Telegram, should I say? So they're going to be bringing out their own wallet. I'm not sure how safe it'll be because we've seen all the scams within Telegram. So please be cautious if you do decide to open a wallet on Telegram. Not financial advice, obviously. But yeah, be careful. Yeah, MetaMask is just okay, yeah. I do have Ledger and highly recommend Ledger. That's why we put that affiliate on the website as well, just in case you want to buy a Ledger. We do receive 2% of every sale, which will also go into the Farm of Fortune for the sales, but I have to wait until there's over $50 to actually get anything back. Yeah, like I said, just to remind everyone, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we will be having days off. That is family time, and I would highly advise everyone as well do the same thing. It is family time. It only happens once a year, and with my missus's cooking, I'd rather it not be once a year. But yeah, I've still got to grin and bear it, unfortunately. Might be food poison day after, like, but we'll go there. But yeah, she doesn't listen to any of this.
Now, is she? That's why you're saying that, because she's not there.
Yeah, yeah. Man, my missus can burn cabbage.
I'm the one that gets stuck making food and all other things over Christmas. Usually, not this year because I'm sick, but
Yeah.
Usually it's me who's doing it because I used to work in a pastry shop. So yeah, usually it's all on me over Christmas. This year not.
Yes, I've got to go and grab some insurance before Christmas Day, just in case. Yeah. So anyway, right, I am going to end the AMA. So soon as anything else happens, I will update anybody straight away with an AMA that night. Team will obviously know first, and then Dark Side will be doing the post and the scheduling the AMAs while I'm at work. So it's amazing that the team are taking some responsibility away from me, because it gives me a little bit more time with the bots and the trades and everything else. So it's been brilliant lately, and you've all noticed it as well. So it's a lot more or less stress for me, and I'm going to have to go because my body's absolutely screaming. She screams as if someone's killing her, and she's not. She just, God knows. Anyway, right. Thanks everyone for joining, and I will see you in the next AMA. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.